All right. Good morning, friends. Welcome again to another episode of the J Talk Morning Show. Great to have you on board with me this morning. Hope you're getting up, getting out, and starting to get at it because the world needs what you have today, my friends. And you got to get up, get out there to make a difference today. And you can't do it laying in the bed. Okay, let's get up and let's get moving. All right, so if you're watching this in the morning, obviously it's a morning talk show, but you could be watching this anywhere at any time from around the world, whatever time of day it is. What is it that you need to get up, get out, and get at in order to be successful and feel a level of significance? Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. We're not talking about that today, actually, but that's part of our talk every single day is getting up, getting out, getting at it on life and leadership. And yesterday we were talking about, let me throw the banners up there. Yesterday we started to talk part one, actually, of empowerment, unleashing potential and building a flourishing team. And we're going to continue that talk today. And I think we'll wrap it up actually today. But we'll see. We'll see. If I wrap it up today, great. If not, there'll be a part three. But anyway, Java check, everybody. Make sure you got the Java in the morning with Jay. Java in the morning with Jay is a great way to start your day. Oh, yeah. I got to write that down. Woo! Java in the morning with Jay is a great way to start your day. Doggone it. That's better than cornflakes. Okay, so welcome. My name is Jay Goff. I'm your host on this talk show each and every morning. You can find it on Facebook on my personal page. Also, go to Facebook, Jay Talk Morning Show. I have just a page that's dedicated to this, where I also will post other things once in a while that's encouraging as well. And then also our YouTube channel, J Talk Morning Show. Let me think. Let's see, J Talk Morning Show. I wish I would have done this before we got to talking here. What is the link to that? Oh, gosh, I was looking at something else. I was listening to some Elvis music on YouTube. So let me get that out. Boop, boop, and boop. Anyway, say good morning if you're watching this morning, and let me know where you're watching from and what time it is where you're at. Because I want to find something here for you real quick. Let me see here. No, I don't want that. I'm trying to find something on YouTube real quick that I need to share. It's J Talk Morning Show, but I wonder if it's J Talk Morning Show 2024 or 24. Anyway, if you just look up J Talk Morning Show, I can't seem to find it on there on my own YouTube because I'm trying to get things going here. And but follow me, subscribe if you would, please. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube podcast. And eventually, I thought about transferring the audio from all of these podcasts over to an actual audio podcast. So we'll see how that works. Right now, there's a lot going on in the wonderful world of Jay right now, and preparing for some incredible opportunities that I'm about to embark on, and as an entertainer. And we'll see where that carries me after the weekend. Well, big news come Monday, whether I'm moving forward or I'm not moving forward. Either way, there is definitely other things I'm doing as far as like getting a whole show put together, a band together, musicians, singers, and stuff like that. So excited about that. Part of my life that I've wanted to do forever. And you're never too old, my friends. Okay, don't let society tell you otherwise. And it will tell you otherwise. Don't believe it. All right, so unleashing potential and building a flourishing team, part of our leadership. And yesterday we covered 3 areas. So I'm going to pop those on the bottom real quick. First of all, it was know your people. Okay, that's going to bug me. I have to edit that right now. Boom. Okay. All right. Know your people. Okay. Hey, every day there's a bloops. That's what I said, bloops. All right, so that was a bloop for the day. All right, so know your people. What does that mean? Walk slowly through the crowd, get to know them, get to connect with them. I went into an extensive discussion on that one, which quite honestly could use an even longer one just on that as a topic itself. But know your people. The second thing we talked about was inclusivity matters, and what that means is get everybody involved in the process of of solving problems in your company. Don't let it just be the guys at the top in management to try to solve the problems that the team members are experiencing, because chances are very high that your team members are going to have solutions. They're going to have solutions, propose solutions that they can bring to. So that's why I've always believed lead from a round table, not from a head table, and make sure everybody that's at the table represents every part of that organization. You may not be able to get everybody in the room, but lead from a round table. A great thing to do is actually get out on the workroom floor and gather everyone together and have a stand-up talk and share. Guys, we have an issue coming up. We have a problem. I need ideas, suggestions from you. What can we do to solve this problem? And just do it on the workroom floor. Even bring them all in a great big huddle, in a circle, not in a horseshoe. Sometimes a horseshoe is great if you got information to put out, but if you're looking for solutions, get a circle. And then the third thing we talked about was effective communication. You can't connect with people unless you learn how to communicate well. And so that's one of the things in leadership and how to empower people is communicate. We all know that in every relationship, one of the things that fails relationships is the lack of communication or the lack of effective communication and communication that connects with the other person. Okay, so we talked about it. So today we're going to talk about trust building. And before we get started on that, hop up in the comments. Good morning, Catherine. Catherine's from Springfield, Mo. Catherine says, good morning. I love the upper caps. Good morning. This reminds me of Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam. But good morning, Catherine from Springfield, Missouri. Great to have you on, my friend. Team building. Trust is the bedrock. Trust building. Trust is the bedrock of empowerment. Trusting your team to make decisions and to take ownership. Okay, that's very important. When you delegate authority, but you empower them to act independently and contribute meaningfully. When you delegate authority, when you say, okay, look, I want you to go and I want you to solve this problem. I want you to come up with solutions to this scenario. And that's showing that you trust them to do it. You're not going to waste company time if you invest and delegate opportunities for your team members to solve a problem. You may be able to solve the problem, but if you're in an empowerment mind, if you're in a leadership mindset, you're going to take some of that stuff and you're going to share that with someone else on the team and say, "Hey, I have something, a project, a program, a challenge. Okay, help me solve this. So I'm going to hand this to you, and I want you to try to solve this for me and then give it back to me." Give them a deadline. Say, I need this by 3 p.m. today, before close of business of the day. Okay. Or I need this by tomorrow morning. Okay. Now, preferably within the same day. Don't ask your people to work off the clock. Okay. Doing on the clock task. Okay. That is not leadership. Okay. I love a meme I saw yesterday. It was like one of those cartoon memes, but there was like an audio recording of a phone call of this lady calling this one of her employees, says, I sent you an email and need to hear a response from that, right? Well, this person was out of office and on vacation. It's like, I'm not going to do work unless you want to pay me for working off the clock. And this person was absolutely right in saying that. Leaders, don't expect more from your team without giving more to your team. Okay, you got that? Don't expect more from your team without giving more to your team, whether it's compensatory, whether it's time, opportunity. What is it? But you've got to be responsible for what you're asking your team members to do. Okay, understand. They signed up for your organization not to work off the clock, but to work on the clock. Now, if that is the agreement that your team members have, and then they say, okay, absolutely, email me, call me anytime, let me, absolutely, then that's fine. But don't have that expectation that it's automatically understood that they are doing that, going to just jump in and do whatever it is you tell them to do when they're off on vacation, or if it's over their weekend, or after they've already left the building. Okay. So be very responsible in that approach to your team. So building that trust with them. And here's the thing too. um, you can delegate authority, but you cannot delegate responsibility. You're still responsible for the outcome and for the results. How you get there, okay, is one thing, but you're still responsible to get there. If part of how you get there is by delegating it out or doing one of my 5 Ds, delegating it or dispatching it, okay? Dispatching is outsourcing. So if you're outsourcing it to another company that can fill a need, like if you're not a printing shop but you need marketing material, you go to a printing shop and you get a graphic designer and you get them to print your promotions, your promotional stuff, and your marketing merchandise and tools. That's delegation. I mean, that's dispatching. Delegation is within the team, and that's what helps to build that empowerment in your organization is by delegating authority, but not delegating responsibility. You are ultimately responsible. And when you delegate authority, that is not giving away your authority. Okay. Don't be confused. Giving away authority that's not what delegating authority is. Delegating authority says, I'm still in charge, but I'm handing this challenge to you. Now go and run with it. Now I give you my power to go and solve this problem. Okay. And then how they do it is on them on the process of getting the results, just as it is with you. So just understand delegation to your team members is delegation of authority, but not responsibility. Delegation of task, but not responsibility. You're still and accountability. You're still responsible and accountable. So that's one. The next one is purpose-driven leadership. And the first thing I thought of was Rick Warren's book, Purpose-Driven Life. And I thought, there's a book in there somewhere. I can see it in my head, but I've already got book projects going. So listen, if you can take this and run with it, go with it. But I may write a book on this particular topic itself, purpose-driven leadership. So the race is on, my friend, if you're an author or writer, okay, or if you're looking to get your first book out and out. Purpose-driven leadership. But purpose-driven leadership, inspire your team with a shared purpose. Shared purpose. Okay. Do each of your team members know what the purpose of the organization is? Do they know the purpose, the mission, the vision, the goals? Do they know these things? Do they know the values? Does your organization have a value statement, a vision statement, a mission, a purpose, and goals? Does it have those 5 things? And is it communicated regularly with your team members? Do they understand it when they first come on? Understand those things when they first come onto your organization. When people are within the organization, do they know what all 5 of those things are? Do they know that? Is it posted so they can read it? Do they have it in their own possession as well? So purpose-driven leadership. Do they understand the purpose of why they're doing what they're doing, the reason why? Help them to see how their individual contributions align with the bigger picture. When people understand their impact, they become more invested in their work. When people know why they do what they do for the bigger picture, they'll do it well. When they understand the why. If they don't understand the why, and it's more like, well, just do it because, well, that's your job. Okay. You're going to get mediocre, sometimes at best, results. You're going to get just enough to keep them getting fired. That's what you're going to get. You got to get people to buy in to you, buy into the mission, buy into the purpose of what they do, and let them know that everything they do is making an impact. You know, one thing I've shared with many young peers is, every package in the back of that truck that's loaded up has a smile attached to it on the other end. Has a smile attached on it to on the other end, on the receiving end. This last Christmas holiday was a lot of it due to COVID, and the year before actually too. We had the most parcels with the fewest people to get them done. We had more packages than we've had in the past, but we had less people to do it in. So there was a lot of overtime, a lot of people worn out. And it would get discouraging. And I would have to remind myself and others, look, every one of these packages, we're delivering a smile. Somebody on the other end is looking forward to this. We don't know what the contents are. We don't need to know what the contents are. All we know is that when that other person on the other end, they are looking forward to this. It could be a gift they are giving someone that precious to them. It could be medicine that they are receiving that's long awaited. It could be something they've always wanted to get and never could afford, and they finally did. Everyone has to be handled with love, with care, knowing that in the end user, the receiver is going to have a smile on their face when they see that alert on their phone. It's arrived. It's sitting at your door. When they go to the door, when they hear that knock, they know, awesome, my package is here. Hey, I guarantee you, I've got a package coming today. I'm going to be smiling. I'm going to be anxious till it shows up. And when it shows up and I get that alert, I am so going to be smiling because it's like right down to the last minute that I have to have this. And I'm glad it's going to show up. So I understand the why. I understand the purpose. I understand the results. That makes me do my job better, make me more dedicated and committed. Well, the same thing for your team members. Let them know how valuable their participation, their contribution to your organization, to your business is. Let them know that. Express that. So, purpose-driven leadership. Okay, the next step is encourage risk-taking. Encourage risk-taking. Encourage them to take risk. Encourage them to step out of their comfort zone. Encourage them to try new ideas, new things, and let them know that it's okay. It's okay to step out of the norm. Now, we all have standards. We all have policies we got to follow. We all have regulations that must be adhered to. But you've got to step out of your comfort zone to see what's going to work and make it work. And for many people, that's not used to being given an authority to make a decision. They're going to be nervous. Oh, what if I make the wrong decision? Okay, that's okay. If you work in an environment that encourages that says, that's okay. It was a mistake, but it's also a learning opportunity. Now, what else can you do? And I've always said this: every situation, challenge, obstacle should come with three potential opportunities, three potential solutions. As a leader, if I am approached, and I've been doing this for years before I even found out it was a thing. But if I was approached with a soldier come to me and say, "Hey, Sarge, we got a problem." Great. What are your three solutions? What are your three solutions? Now, sometimes I would have to remind myself, don't solve the problem for them. When somebody comes to a problem, I'm a problem solver. I want to solve it. So then I want to start giving instructions and guidelines and resources and facilitation. I want to do that. But that's not empowering anybody. It's instructing them and having them follow through on your instructions, and they have no empowerment on that. So come with three solutions. So if you have something that needs to be taken care of and you're not really sure if an individual can handle the job, you might consider giving them the job. Give them the opportunity. Let them shine. A lot of times people that are doing the job that they're doing and they're kind of mediocre is because they're bored. They need a challenge. Give them the challenge. Don't just give the challenges and the opportunities to the go-getters. The go-getters are go-getters because maybe they're happy with where they're at, and you give them a task above them, suddenly they slack up. Have you ever seen that? Somebody flourishes in the position they're in, and you think, well, I think if they're great here, they'll be great here. That's not always the case. Saw that many times in the military where somebody was a fantastic wrench turner, mechanic, maintenance guy, and then you put him into the position of motor sergeant, and they flop. They flop totally, and they're not happy. Because I knew a guy, and this is no lie, I knew this guy. He had to be one of the oldest E4s, oldest specialists E4 I've ever met. I'm like, how come you're not already a sergeant first class, at least if not a master sergeant? He kept doing things that kept him from getting promoted. Now, if you're active duty, that can get you booted. Okay. If you active duty, that can get you booted. Okay. You got to show progress. But in the National Guard and maybe the reserve side too, I'm not sure. I'd spent 2 with the Army Reserves, 12 with the Army National Guard, and 12 regular Army. So I kind of know the elements of all three components of the Army. But in the National Guard, you could kind of get yourself where you were non-promotable and still maintain the position you're at, because this individual, he was one of the best mechanics we had. He could solve anything on any issue, any problem, and he would work way overnight. He would burn that midnight oil. He took great pride in his job. But when they put him into a leadership position, okay, that was not where he was happy. So he would come back. And so you got to know that. You might have a go-getter, but they're not really going to do it here. And then you have someone here also that is bored. They're bored. You think they're just mediocre and average, and what it is they're just bored. So what if you were to challenge them, give them something else that they can learn and grow from, and they can make mistakes. They can take some risk and give them a project. You might see them actually flourish. You might see them shine, you know? So you might want to consider that. If you're only giving the opportunities to the go-getters, okay, you might want to reconsider that. All right. So purpose-driven leadership. Also, the next one is encourage risk-taking. That's what I just did. It's right there on the screen. The next one is creating or celebrating wins. When you get the wins, big wins, small wins, and I talk about this also with your individual life as a life coach, and someone who empowers and encourages you for your life, your personal life. Celebrate the small wins. You've got the big goal, but celebrate. I always talk about and I always use the football analogy, the football field, right? You've got the end zone. That's the goal. You got to get to that other end zone, but you got to celebrate every time you gain a yard. Now you get 4 downs in a play. 4 downs in a play, right? You've got to get to that 10th yard from the starting point. So you get a yard. Great. You have 9 yards to go, second down or first down. You got to keep going and go for that 10. Well, every time you get to that 10th, that's a celebration. If you watch football, every time they reach that 10-yard line from to get the next first down, that's a celebration. That's a win. Now they can start over again with first down to get to the next 10 yards. Celebrate all the wins. Acknowledge achievements, no matter how small they may be. Celebrate the milestones, both personal and professional. Recognition fuels motivation and reinforces empowerment. And I would also add to celebrate them publicly. Celebrate them among their peers and celebrate them in person and celebrate them one-on-one. Okay? You need to step up as a leader. Don't delegate that to somebody else. Celebrate them. If you are, say, 2-tier leader above them, you and the first-tier leader above them, their first-line leader, should be there to celebrate that person among their peers. And then both of you celebrate that person one-on-one. One-on-one. You need to step up and do it. Don't delegate that celebration. Celebrate that. That's going to cause them to be motivated. They're going to be inspired. They're going to be more committed and dedicated. You're going to get more from your team. Look, if you're not celebrating your team members, why are they working with you when there's millions of other opportunities out in the world that they could be doing? You got to think of that. I got to keep these people. How do I do that? Well, it might help if you empower them. Go through all these checklists. Okay. And then finally, one I didn't think about until this morning actually is learn from failing. Give them the opportunity to learn from their mistakes. Give them that opportunity to learn from their mistakes. When they make a mistake, they are not a mistake. When they fail at something, they are not a failure. They have failed as opportunity for learning. John Maxwell has a book on that called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. He also wrote an edition for teenagers, for kids, for Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn for teens. And that's a mindset we got to think, okay, this didn't work out. What can I learn from this? What's my next step? Okay. And move forward. And as a leader / coach, and one of the things I want to do is develop a program. And actually I started on that program. I need to finish it up, of helping leaders become coaches, teach you how to effectively be a coach. You may think but I can promise you, if I was to assess and evaluate, observe, assess and evaluate your coaching skills, there would be a lot of gaps there. I'm sure there'll be a great effort, but there'll be a lot of gaps. And so I would help you with that. So one of the things is learn how to coach coach effectively as a leader, and coaching them through that. What can you do better next time? What are some ideas? Put it all back on them. Coaches ask more questions and give their people an opportunity to come up with solutions. Okay. Same with the leader. Leaders ask more questions. Okay, in order to encourage and empower their team members to come up with solutions. So learning from failure, let them know when they make a mistake, it's okay. It is okay. Okay. What can we learn from this? Now, obviously, I understand this. Sometimes there are some mistakes that are massive. They're huge, could cost millions of dollars in an organization, right? Could be terrible for public relations. Horrible. We see that on the news all the time if you watch the news. But you can empower people to learn from their mistakes. And if it's a huge one, then you've got to make other decisions as well. But is it something that is a fireable offense, a chargeable offense? Or is it something that's, okay, this was a huge hiccup. It's a hiccup. It's a speed bump in our road. It's a pothole. But we can fill this up. We start all over. And what are we going to do different? You don't repeat the same mistakes. You learn from it. Because here's what I know, and this applies to personal life as well. The first time you do anything without thought is a mistake. The first time you do something without thought is a mistake. The second time you make that same mistake, you already have experience in going that route. It's no longer a mistake, it's neglect. It's neglect. So if you're making the same mistake over and over again, you only made the mistake once. It doesn't matter what it is. In your personal life, your professional endeavors, if you make a mistake, you can only make that mistake one time. Because to do that again, to repeat that again, it's neglect. It is neglect. And it is just disingenuous of yourself. And so you can only do that one time. All right, my friends. So that's what I got for you today. I'm making these. I remember talking about making these 10 to 20 minutes. Yeah, that's a mistake. They gave me more time. So that's where we are. It's empowerment. We covered them all today. Did not have to go to part 3 on that for tomorrow. Empowerment, unleashing the potential and building a flourishing team. Make sure to go to the YouTube channel. There it is right there. J Talk Morning Show. Excuse me. You can also hashtag JTalk Morning. Oh man, I need to put those in all my videos too. Hashtag JTalk Morning Show. So when you hashtag it, you can find them. I forget to do that. So that's what we got for you, my friends. God bless each and every single one of you. That's the YouTube channel down there below. And here's my contact information. Reach me anytime right there. You can call or text, email, and check out the website. Sign up for our blogs. And I need to create a drop down on my website that these videos can go to as well. All right, my friends. So let's check the comments real quick. Gwen is from Graboy Mills. Good morning, Gwen. It's good to see you this morning. Hope I was able to encourage and enlighten you this morning a little bit, and praying for you guys up there. So awesome. Got some big storms coming your direction too today. So take cover and be careful. I know I got them coming down here later today too. So all right. So that's what we got for you today, my friends. I hope you have a fantastic day. Get up, get out, and get at it, because the world needs exactly what you have to give them today. And come back with me tomorrow morning where we'll have another topic, another discussion to discuss something that's going to help you in your life and in your leadership. And the two truly are really the same. So God bless you. Get up, get out, and get at it. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.